Yo, what's up, guys? So, we're gonna talk today about mistakes that makes you lose the game. For mid laners, obviously, you get the most damage in your team, you go positive KDA, and you still lose. Sounds familiar for you? That's because playing on mid lane in MLB is not just about dealing damage, it's about decision. And today I'm breaking down I don't know how many I'm gonna talk about, but hopefully it's gonna be 10, probably 7. The length of this match, if we're gonna be honest. We're gonna talk about the mistakes that cost you the match in mid lane. Starting off with mistake number 1, clearing the waves too fast or too slow. So mid lane is all about timing. Clear the waves too fast and you become vulnerable to ganks. Poke the enemy too much without clearing and you fall behind on experience and gold. The sweet spot is to push the waves only when you're ready to either rotate, return to safety, done with the zoning for the enemy, they're not present in the mid lane, so you're fast clearing that, you're pushing the turret, or you're invading on the jungle. So these are the conditions why you would clear the mid lane. An easy solution to fix your lane management early game is to understand when the minions are gonna clash on mid lane. So minions on mid lane will arrive on the 27th second and the 57th second of each minute. So if you want to fast clear and rotate, you need to be there present every single time on those 2 moments each minute. Ask your roamer, ask your jungler to help you. They both share 0 EXP and gold with you, but that won't cost them much, like 1 skill from the jungler or 2 seconds from your roamer. That would be more than enough. While we're on the subject of wave management, let's talk about the second mistake, which is related to the same problem: spamming abilities to clear waves early game. This will drain your mana before your first item buy. Basic attacks can handle last hits. You can just hit 1 skill. If you're playing zhuxin, just hit the enemies whenever it's possible. If you're playing Sicilian, just do 2 first skills before waiting for your skills to reset. So you get the point. Don't drain your mana, don't spam your skills. You need them to fight when you're invading. Okay, next, mistake number 3, not helping your jungler at the start. So at the start of the game, if your jungler begins with a blue buff, which is the meta right now, offering a quick leash by using 1 skill before heading to your lane saves your jungler precious seconds and help them rotate faster. So most mid laners skip this entirely, losing early tempo for free. If you help your jungler, if you have a skill with 5 seconds cooldown, which you're gonna obviously choose at the start of the game to clear minion waves, then you can use it right before heading to your lane. The blue buff spawns at the 25th second of the game. Hit it with 1 skill, that low cooldown skill, and head immediately to your mid lane. You can play... you don't even have to play safe for like 1 second before having your skill. Just wait for your roamer. By the time your roamer comes back from visioning, you can start fighting, zoning the enemy or fast clearing and rotating. It won't make you lose any time, and it will help your jungler even rotate to mid lane by the time he finishes his blue buff to secure an early game kill if you guys are the winning side. Alright, mistake number 4, leaving jungle creeps near mid lane unprotected. And when we're talking about jungle creeps near mid lane, we're talking about the blue buff, the Litho, the lava golem or Reiki if you wanna call it that way, the red buff. So the jungle camps near mid lane are crucial for your jungler's gold and experience, especially during the first 5 minutes. If the enemy mid lane or roamer steals them, it slows your jungler progress and shifts the map control in favor of the opposing team. So when you're not rotating, keep an eye on those camps and contest any enemy who approaches them. So if you see an enemy Kaja, for example, approaching your jungler at the start of the game, and you know, and everybody knows that Kaja has better jungle creep confirmed than the retribution at the start of the game, zone him no matter what, defend the buff with your life. Well, not at the cost of your life, but defend it as much as you can. Now, mistake number 5, and it's a rotational mistake. We're not gonna talk about rotating without clearing your minions. That's obvious. We should clear your minions before rotating. You should go back to mid lane to clear your minions to prevent the enemies from taking the mid lane turret, because the mid lane turret is the most important. But the mistake we're gonna talk about is rotating only when you think you're gonna get a kill, which is the wrong mentality. So not all rotations are equal. Even if you don't score a kill during the rotation, forcing an enemy to use their battle spell, the flicker, a purify, is already a win. It opens opportunity for your teammates to capitalize later. So rotate based on objective priority: turtle or lord, towers, then kills. Impact matters more than KDA. So let me explain what does it mean by towers then kills. So if you see that you can rotate to a lane and not necessarily kill the laner there, the enemy EXP laner or gold laner, but you can get the turret plate or get the turret itself, then that's the better rotation. Then go into another lane where you're gonna get a kill, but just one kill, but there's someone else who's gonna guard the turret. Other rotation options is helping the weak lane. So if you know, like, you have, let's say you're in a 5 stack and you have a 100% losing lane for God knows what reason, maybe draft mistake, watch draft guides, then yeah, rotate onto that lane to equalize the pressure there, because the enemy XP laner or the enemy gold laner is too strong. Then you rotate there to equalize the pressure to help your laner snowball or potentially win their lane, so you have equal lanes on both sides. That's also an option.
Did I make your heart skip a beat?
Next, mistake number 6, one of the biggest mistakes I've seen on ranked matches in a 5Q, which is building a rigid and adaptable item build. So remember what we said in early game: you dealt the highest damage in the team, you have a positive KDA, but you still lost the game. Imagine this scenario: you're a mage and the enemy jungler is a Fredern, a Baxia, a Barats, and you go in and build Lightning Intrension and ignore the existence of Wishing Lantern. You will deal damage, no one will say no, but your team probably struggled with bursting down the enemy jungler in team fights, and you sitting there doing nothing, ignored that whole problem. You just dealt your damage, had positive KTA because you positioned correctly, you saved yourself, and now everyone is struggling to kill the enemy jungler, and we have no answer to that. Why? Because our dear mid laner didn't build Wishing Lantern and didn't build anti-heal. Like, what do you expect from that? Where do you think the game will go? You're gonna go and get the MVP of the losing team, which is as useless as it can be. So stop farming those MVP losers and start building like a pro. And by that, when you see a tank, build items to damage tanks. When you see too many CC skills, when you see too many dive heroes, go buy that Winter Crown. Go with that Purify when you need it. Go with that Flame Shot when it's needed. Go with that Flicker when it's needed. Build your items, your spells according to the enemy lineup. Don't use one build for every single match. And I know you exist there somewhere, and I'm talking to you, and you're probably watching this video and saying, no, he's talking about someone else. Go check your builds and check if you've ever changed your build in the last 10 matches when you played the same hero on the same lane. And this does not even concern just the mid lane, it concerns every lane in this game. Build your builds accordingly. Okay, judging from the position, I think the time will only be enough for one more mistake to mention, but let me get this straight. So there are a few other points that I need to mention, like the tunnel vision, the minimap awareness, where you need to check the map, and I think Everyone who watches YouTube have heard this multiple times, so I don't need to say this. Face checking bushes as a mage, and you gotta be careful about this. I know everyone knows it, and I said it before, using your skills to check bushes. So the mistake that I need to talk about here, which is, yes, your KDA is positive, but you still died. Why? Because you're overextending. And what I mean overextending is when you're getting a kill and you get picked off after the fight, if there are enemies that are still alive. One of the most common mid lane deaths for mages with low mobility is getting caught out of position after a win. And the fix for this is recalling, falling back, never diving forward unless you have vision on all the enemies. That's it for today's video. Unfortunately, I couldn't cover 10 mistakes, just 7. But anyway, see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to join my Discord. Johnny.